there's a lot of financial noise out there. How do you stay ahead of it? Start with Fidelity Investments and our global network of experts focused on building your wealth. Our serious research capabilities and a lineup of mutual funds and ETFs that we believe are just plain enviable. Let Fidelity help you make the most of your hard-earned money. Ask for Fidelity today. We can help you get ahead and stay ahead.
Hey tech lovers, if you're looking for hot, newly launched devices, top trending tech that's getting everyone excited, and products you can't get anywhere else, come to Best Buy. Shop our huge selection of the latest and greatest tech, including Bluetooth audio sunglasses, smart barbecues, and wireless VR headsets, so you can be the first to bring home tomorrow's tech today. Check out bestbuy.ca or visit us in-store for the hottest tech everyone is talking about.
Summer is full of official events and activities, but Coors Light wants to celebrate the unofficial moments that make summer chill. Officially, summer starts on June 21st. Unofficially, it's whenever it's warm enough to enjoy a beer on the patio. Officially, weekends are Saturday and Sunday. Unofficially, they're Friday afternoons too. Officially, summer's hot. Unofficially, it's chill. Coors Light, the official beer of everything unofficial. Click here to learn more.
Age of Radio.
Oh shit, Galen Howard in the house, paid to fart, making sandwiches, yeah!
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, no, this is great. I always love coming on the show. I mean, you just have to tell me right off the bat, like, I'm not here under false pretenses or anything, right?
What are you talking about?
Oh, come on, man. I mean, like, last time you guys invite me on this show and then you just pepper me with Boba Fett questions. I mean, come on. I mean, I just need to know right now if I'm being, if I'm being hoodwinked here. If, this is kind of a bait and switch. Just tell me up front.
Look, dude, I don't even know what a Star War is.
Okay, fine. That was in the past. This isn't like a Charlie Brown the football thing. Like, I will just go in with blind trust and assume that we are just here to, record a healthy mess around, movie podcast.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, where's Nathan?
Well, Galen, I mean, you're just gonna have to hold up, your end this week.
Excuse me?
50%.
You mean Nathan's not here and I have to co-host?
What's that?
Nathan's not here and I have to co-host the show with you.
Oh, he's not here.
That's kind of what I was saying. Okay, so I am here under false pretenses, and you brought me in here to carry half of the entire show because you're in a little bit of a bind.
Galen, friend of the show, what are you talking about? I mean, I think you knew what you were getting yourself into.
Okay, you know what? Friend of the podcast, just water off a duck's back, fine. All right. You know what? It's going to be worth it because we have special guest Werner Herzog here, which I am very excited about, and I'm sure that wasn't under any kind of false pretenses or anything. That wasn't just a ploy to get me here, right?
Yeah, it is me, Werner. Oh, he's here.
I can see you.
When I pick a movie, that's when I'm under pressure now. The question always comes back to me, what were they thinking now? Whoa, what were they thinking? What were they thinking?
Hey everyone, it's a brand new episode of What Were They Thinking? And I know what you're all thinking right now. Wait a second, was that part of the show? Is Nathan actually not here? No, for the first time ever on this show, except for, of course, the classic Bananas mini episode, Nathan is unfortunately not here today, this week, but I am Brendan, and I'm here to welcome you to What Were They Thinking? And before you get scared, which doesn't make any sense because you would have heard the cold open. So I think you know where this is going. But it's not going to be just me. I have a very special guest filling in as co-host for Nathan. Ladies and gentlemen, he's paid to fart. He knows Mr. Tamura Morrison on a first name basis on the set of Boba Fett, and apparently he made him laugh. Ladies and gentlemen, Galen Mother Flippin' Howard.
Thank you for having me. I love how you just kind of died out in the intro there. I guess I'm just not that exciting.
You are so exciting. There's too many things to say, and I didn't want to shoot my wad.
Great, great use of the term shoot your wad. That's nothing questionable about that.
Shoot my wad.
Woo!
Galen, first of all, thank you very much for folks. You don't know this is Nathan will be back, but this is a last minute fill-in. So I appreciate you stepping up to the plate.
You know, friend of the podcast. It comes with the territory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're on call. You never know when it's going to happen. You could be at a Hollywood party and get a text from me like, Galen, 20 minutes, get home now.
Yeah. Or just, or just record, in Seth Green's bathroom.
You could.
He has a very spacious bathroom, so, perfect acoustics, the lots of towels. So it's just like it reflects off the linoleum and then is like picked up by the towels. So it's like this real, you get this like really crisp vocal tone. I've
like
recorded many times in Seth Green's bathroom. Seth Green has never met me. I have just snuck into his bathroom and done many recordings.
Well, I mean, that's probably the most innocent thing you could do in someone else's bathroom, unbeknownst to them.
Record bad movie podcasts. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure there's many worse things that happen in celebrity bathrooms.
There's a blog actually about the celebrities and which of their bathrooms are best to record podcasts in.
Oh, shit.
Seth Green's top of the list.
Yeah, little known fact, Glenn Close, not great. Not a great bathroom.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of linens, a lot of linens, a lot of silk, and it just, it doesn't help out. Doesn't help a brother out. Or a sister.
It doesn't. Yep. Well, this is all very good because this is, we're very on topic right away, as always.
As always.
If you thought Nathan and I have a hard time staying on topic sometimes, get ready.
It's going to be fun. Yeah, this will be a 3-hour podcast for a 90-minute movie.
We'll talk about the movie for 7 minutes.
Yes.
Galen, you have joined me this week to talk about a movie that Nathan had actually picked. It was his pick this week.
Oh, Nathan!
I know, right? Well, it's okay. I'll ask him his opinion when he comes back.
Good.
But he has chosen the 2008 start of a lucrative franchise. Film
boy,
Jumper.
Yes, by Doug Liman, director of Swingers, and many others. I feel like this movie could have been written by Trent from Swingers.
Yeah,
doesn't it feel like this is a movie that he pitches to someone's like? So there's this guy, and he jumps from one place to another. I guess you could call him a jumper. And then there's these other jumpers. And then there's this guy who doesn't like jumpers. And then there's a girl. Yeah, baby.
And he gets so many chicks.
Right.
Yeah. This is a movie called Jumper. This kind of has an all-star cast, though. I mean, we have Hayden Christensen fresh off the prequels. Just a couple years removed from Revenge of the Sith.
Right, exactly.
We have Mace Windu himself, Samuel L. Jackson, in this film.
Boy.
We have Rachel Bilson. We have I should have put the cast list in front of me.
You should have. Michael Rooker is
Michael
definitely
Rooker
in there?
making his approximately 18 millionth appearance on this podcast.
Yeah.
We have Jamie Bell, of course, of Billy Elliot fame. Diane Lane.
For some reason, yeah.
Kristen Stewart for 15 seconds.
For 15 seconds at the end, yeah.
It shocked the hell out of me.
That was really frightening.
Yeah.
I will say it's been so long since I've seen Hayden Christensen in anything. Is it when they in the first scene In the first scene when they when they showed like the origins of when he was like a preteen, my first thought was like, wow, was Hayden Christensen really that young?
You thought the actor was actually playing
yes,
like a young
for a
version?
split second I was like, wait, is that Hayden Christensen? I no longer, he's so removed from my mind. I no longer have a face to put to the name.
Well,
I was like, I guess it's him. Okay, cool.
Hayden Christensen, big star in 2008.
Oh boy, the world is his oyster.
Much acclaimed performances in the Star Wars trilogy. So this movie, Jumper, this was definitely supposed to be the start of something. And as we know, because it's on this show, it was not. But this...
Yeah. It was based on a novel, apparently, right?
And apparently they changed like a lot.
Oh, really?
I'll tell you the biggest thing. I'm going to go through the plot here real quick, and I'll tell you the biggest thing that was changed. So,
plot.
This movie is about a guy named Hayden Christensen, because I don't remember his name in the movie, and he's kind of a nerdy dude. I guess not a nerd, but kind of like a socially awkward guy, and he's crushing on this girl at school. This is when he's younger and not Hayden Christensen,
And
unlike
some
what
other
Galen
kid,
saw.
and he's played by some other kid.
Yeah, Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen.
There you go, Christian Sinner. Oh,
yeah. He's more hater, more Christensen. Yeah,
all of the time,
baby.
But he's crushing on this girl at school,
or Christensen on this girl. It's going great.
Yes.
It's going great. 3-hour podcast.
We're already 45 seconds into the movie. So there's some bullies at school. They push him around. He wants to give this snow globe to her. They throw it on the ice. He falls into the ice, gets superpowers, as you would imagine anyone else
or his
would.
powers awaken, I guess.
Oh, yeah. He finds out he's a jumper. And what that means is he can, like, teleport, but sometimes only, like, he does it, like, at 3 feet to get to the fridge or something.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll get into it. I mean, there are a lot of inconsistencies here with this power.
So he discovers he's what they call a jumper. He uses it to his advantage. He's a pretty boy, playboy as he gets older, and then he finds out, of course, if you got heroes, you got to have villains. And we find out that there's a group of people called the Paladins. Stupid fucking name.
Yeah, I don't know. That just seems like random. I mean, that just seems like the writer was just like playing D&D or something and was just like, oh, we'll call them the Paladins.
I actually remember Heroes of Might and Magic 2 is a game I used to play when I was younger, and those were totally characters. So every time they said Paladins, I was like, oh, cool. Oh, it's just people.
Yeah, no, I mean, it does seem like just just someone who plays like a lot of like first person RPG games and shit.
Exactly. So the Paladins are these like deeply religious nut jobs who are trying to kill all the jumpers because they believe their power is a slight against God or whatever. And so we have this whole thing.
Spoiler alert, that does not get unpacked at all.
Not at all.
No.
I'm
sure there was like 3 chapters in the book that get into it.
Okay, so here we go. There was 0 chapters in the book about any of this subplot.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So now when I say subplot, in this movie, I mean the plot.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is him trying to deal with what happened in his childhood, but not with all these like religious zealot paladins coming after jumpers. So that's basically the movie. Like he's hanging out with this girl that he likes, he reconnects with. They go to Europe, they go to Rome, and they're on the run from these paladins. Jamie Bell factors in, and hilarity ensues.
Okay, so that's why it feels like one movie and then suddenly another movie just like barges in the party and it's like, I'm here too.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm wondering now that's because another question that came to my mind was this was when I was looking at the writers, there's 2 very prominent writers or groups of writers. One is Jim Uhls, whose only other credit and a fine one at that is Fight Club. Fantastic novel adaptation. And then you have David Goyer and I forget his writing partner. The guy behind Blade and all
David
those.
Goyer and Simon Kinberg.
Thank you. And so that writing team, and so I feel like they were the ones who brought in like Jim Wools had like a faithful adaptation of the book, and then those knuckleheads come in and be like, well, blah blah blah, paladins.
But surely as an origin story, we're gonna get lots of time to explore these ideas. Nope, this movie is 84 minutes long. Here we go.
Yeah, get on board.
So let's jump
on board, jump.
Yeah. Also, now I'm pissed because now Van Halen can't use this as the name of his biopic.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Jumper.
Yeah.
The one who jumps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he could just call it Jump.
Might as well jump. Yeah.
Might as well jump. What is this movie about? Oh.
Yeah, might as well jumper. Yeah.
Jump her? Oh God.
I would love it if it was like a if it was Hayden Christensen like just in a little girl's jumper.
So it's just a body switch movie?
Yes. Yeah. Him and AnnaSophia Robb.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and she's also in this movie.
Oh,
so
that's
the
right.
movie
Yeah,
starts.
she's the young version of Millie. Yeah.
I have it written down somewhere.
Names of people. Yeah.
Millie. It is Millie.
Millie.
It's Millie.
Yeah.
Wait, she's the younger version? She's when she's a kid. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, right away, we are really endeared by Hayden Christensen because he starts off with some voiceover saying, I used to be a chump just like you, but now I get courtside seats. I go to the pyramids. I'm hanging out with celebrities. Like, I'm just a really cool guy. And I'm like, this is a really weird way to establish our hero.
Of being just an asshole.
Yeah, he's just bragging. And the biggest thing is him saying, I used to be a chump like you. And there's never a moment where he realizes the error of that at all.
Right, yeah, exactly. Of his arrogance, there isn't like a flying close to the sun kind of thing of like, or with great power comes great responsibility. There's none of that. It's just like, cool, I can do this shit.
It's just an asshole from minute 1 to 84.
I mean, we have like the save the cat kind of, like a dude threw his snow globe and he almost died, and then it's like, but now I got this power. I mean, like, I know people like this, not people who jump from place to place with telekinesis.
I was gonna say,
but
shit.
I know, right? Yeah, spoiler. But you always know that one kid in high school who got picked on. Then like he like gets into stocks or something and makes a bunch of money, and then comes back and is a fucking dick to everyone. And that's who this kid is.
Yeah, he's like Leo DiCaprio before The Wolf of Wall Street. takes
right,
place.
or like Alan Cumming in Romy and Michelle when he shows up with like the two babes in a helicopter.
This is like Gordon Gekko teenage years.
Exactly. Yeah. So now if he was a Wall Street exec who could jump, that would be interesting.
There we go. That's the movie I want. That's the sequel.
Yeah.
The Jumper of Wall Street.
Yes, Money Never Jumps.
Jumpers never sleep.
Jumpers never sleep. Yeah, which is true. You never see this. You never see him in bed. He's always just jumping around.
Just think, if they make 21 of them, they would actually have to call it
21
like
Jump Street. Exactly. Yeah. 21 Jumper Street.
Killing it right out of the gate. So yeah, he's crushing on this girl. He notices when she opens his locker. He says, "You got a lot of cities there." And we learned that AnnaSophia Robb, Millie, wants to travel the world. That's her big thing. I want to see all over the world.
A very nondescript goal of just like, I want to see the world,
which is like not very unique. Like a lot of people want to see like Europe.
Yeah, it doesn't really. Yeah, it's just like, want to see the world. Great, that's my in. Here's a snow globe of the Eiffel Tower.
And now I have a character. Yeah, so Hayden gives her a snow globe. He's like, "This, it's kind of messed up, but like, this is the only thing I could get for you." And she's like, "Oh, it's so cute." But of course, a bully comes over and tosses it onto the ice, and Hayden Christensen looks out and says, "Yeah, I can walk out there and go get it." This thin ice.
And also, this is the kid playing young Hayden Christensen, not actually Hayden Christensen yet.
Yeah. This is Jake Lloyd.
Yeah, exactly. He does kind of look like Jake Lloyd. Yeah, I forget the guy's name, but he does kind of have a Jake Lloyd look to him.
I think he's tied down to a contract where anytime someone has to play a younger version of Hayden Christensen, it has to be Jake Lloyd.
Yes. Oh boy. Yeah. These days, that would be interesting.
Oh, that poor guy.
Yeah.
But he goes out of the ice to get the snow globe, and there's a hilarious CGI fall into the water. And of course we think, oh no, our hero dead right away? 5 minutes in? Did we hear his voiceover narration as an adult man? Nope. He zooms out of there and ends up in the Ann Arbor Public Library, where no one really... They kind of look a little odd at him, but no one really gives it as much weight as they should, that all this water has just rushed into the library along with a man that was not there before.
Right.
And then for a second I was like, oh, maybe the water damage is not like actually something that happens and it's just with him. But then later there's a sign that says the stacks are closed for water damage.
For water damage. Oh yeah, no, it was a real deal. Oh yeah, I mean you look at like a like gallons upon gallons of water just materialize out of nowhere along with a kid.
And maybe that's the extras directing, because the extras, like, again, and I'm not blaming them, that's just what they're doing, what they need to do. But whoever was directing them did not get them to react appropriately at all.
Yeah, no, that falls on that falls on the first AD. The first AD was just like, cool, you're at a library, go.
I'm gonna take this moment right now. Hey, Copperhead, first AD, you were mean.
Good. Roasted. You feel better now, Brandon? You feel?
I do. I feel
okay. Good.
Better.
Are you vindicated?
I feel a lot better.
Excellent.
So it's at this point where he says, well, that was weird. Anyway, time to go home to my vaguely drunk, maybe abusive dad. They don't really get into it.
Yeah, there's the narration that says, like, as far as dads, he wasn't much of one.
Okay, so he wasn't like an aggressively abusive dad or anything. Just
like neglectful and probably drunk and yelling. I mean, like an emotionally abusive dad, probably.
But Galen, what actor could play such a role?
Boy, oh boy. It's well, let's not make it someone like too obvious.
Okay.
Let's make it actually, never mind. Let's just cast Michael Rooker.
As soon as Michael Rooker shows up, I was like, of course it's Michael Rooker.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah. I won't name any names, but a friend of mine directed a movie, and there was like a scene where like a woman stops at a gas station, and they had like the creepy gas station attendant was played by Michael Rooker, and like they cut his scene because it was too obvious that he was a creep.
It's like,
on by virtue of him being Michael Rooker.
It's like, I wonder how many Ed Harris villain roles got cut.
Like it was just like the moment was too on the nose because it was Michael Rooker.
Well, yeah, 100%. That's what I mean. Like, imagine if they cast Ed Harris in an Agatha Christie adaptation, you would know right away he was the killer.
Absolutely. If he was in Death of the Nile or or one of those, it wouldn't work.
Even if he showed up with like flowers and like a spinning bow tie and like sang a song as he entered the scene, it's like, oh, villain, here we go.
Absolutely. Yes, he would. I wouldn't buy him as Daddy Warbucks.
But I would watch it.
Oh my God, Annie with Ed Harris as Daddy Warbucks
with that history of violence energy. Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, that'd be beautiful with the scar.
Yep, and the same thing that happens to him in that movie but with Annie instead of Viggo Mortensen.
Sounds great. We'll just leave it at that. Let's not go any further.
Okay, so anyway, he gets he's not having a good time being confronted by his dad. So
not so much.
His big great idea is to jump back to the Ann Arbor Public Library,
to just like why, I don't know, like just to be like, hey, look at that water damage, I did that.
I guess that's the only place he could think of jumping to, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. There's so many inconsistencies.
That's the other thing. It's like, like, why did he appear in the Ann Arbor Public Library to begin with? There's no significance. I mean, I feel like there is probably a good 20 minutes that got cut from this film that explained a lot of things.
There's no reason for them to end up anywhere when they jump.
No.
Like, it's just like, that's where they are.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get into it, but there is obviously there's an entire book here that was probably quite readable. I think there is clearly a very good story here. It's not in this movie.
No. So after this, AnnaSophia Robb, young Millie, is looking out her window, and she sees that her swing is moving a little bit, and she's like, "Oh shit! I better get out there and investigate this." Like, I don't think she sees the snow globe from her window. I thought she saw that it was moving.
She just sees like wind catching the swing, and is like, "That's weird. Gotta check that out."
Wind? No, in Ann Arbor, in Michigan.
Detective Millie to the scene.
Michigan has cold weather. Something doesn't smell right.
I don't know.
She Nancy Drews her way out there and then finds the snow globe. Oh, she thinks that Hayden Christensen might be alive somewhere. Bom, bom, bom.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, he's just, he's checking out his powers. He's like, hey, cool, this is fun. Look what I can do. And I was really bummed out because we got, we finally got Diane Lane, who I love. But it was, in a very quick flashback. And she's his mom when he was, she's still his mom when he's this age. But she was his mom. Yes. And he was a little kid. And they were just kind of on a tower. I think they were, on the, Empire.
The Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel Tower. And then, they just kind of
that one tower. What's that one called? There's that one tower.
Sears Tower.
Sears Tower. That's right. Sears
Titan
Tower. Titan Tower. Yeah, Twin Towers.
Oh, two wrestling references, by the way, unknowingly.
Oh wow! I am.
Did it?
Yeah, I'm a savant wrestling fan.
You are. Nathan will be disappointed because he hates wrestling. I don't know if you know that.
Absolutely. There's no one that. There's no one who could despise wrestling more than Nathan.
He sleeps with a gun under his pillow just in case wrestling shows up to his door.
Boy, wrestling better watch out.
So, he's still a teenager at this point. We actually haven't gotten to Hayden Christensen yet, even though I've been calling him that this whole time.
That won't confuse the audience at all.
Guys, it's just baby Hayden.
Baby Hayden. Babeden. Bathed in Christian Center.
Bathed in Christensen.
Bathed in Christian. Yeah. Oh, just relax in the tub, just bathing in my Christensen.
Oh, just getting this Christensen all over my.
Oh yeah,
I got
pour my Epsom salts in there. Get my Christensen all nice and bubbly.
Little bit of the bubbly.
Ooh.
So he goes. This is this is one of the weirdest lines to me. He goes into the bank because he gets an idea like, oh shit, I know what I'm going to do. And he goes up to the security guard and says, is there a bathroom for customers?
Customers of the bank.
Who asks a question like that? Is there a bathroom? Where's your bathroom? Is there a bathroom for customers? Just sounds so weird to me.
I mean, I get it to be like, oh, well, that's for, customers only, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. So
anyway, so the guy is obviously suspicious of him, but lets him in anyway.
Yeah, use the bathroom. And of course, they lampshade this whole thing because you're like, wait a second, he's robbing a bank now with him going, what would you do? I was 15. It's like, I don't know if my first immediate thought would be this.
It's like, hey, let's rob a bank.
Because again, they're not doing anything to make him the slightest bit likable.
No, or any, it's like, that he's in a desperate situation. It's like more like, things generally suck for him, but there's there's no drive. There's nothing like, oh, I need this money for this. It's just like, that narration was definitely added later when it's we need to justify that his character is completely unlikable. I mean, that's basically what they're there. Like, I know this character is completely irredeemable, but he was a teenager, I guess.
I was 15. What would you do?
Not rob a bank. I would start that. I would cross. Of my options, I would go rob a bank and cross that off in big red ink. Like, on to the next thing, save a puppy. I don't know.
So he immediately robs a bank. He goes back and forth between his room, getting like bed sheets and stuff to like carry out the money. Mm-hmm. And then shortly after this, we meet Samuel L. Jackson, and what is on his hair?
I mean, I don't know. What is that? It's like
you do like a headstand in like flour, like what?
Well, talcum powder. Yeah. It was a very odd choice. It's like, well, let's make him menacing. Let's just give him a little white tuft.
Yeah, it just like every time he showed up with that fucking hair, I couldn't take anything he said seriously. I was like, oh, look at his hair.
It's very cute.
Sam Jackson with gray hair, by the way, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look right.
Yeah.
But he shows up. We think at first that he's like an FBI agent or something. I think he says, right. Which we know that's not what's up.
No, he has an ulterior motive.
But we do see Hayden Christensen at home using his jumper powers to like go to the fridge a bit quicker, scooch over to get the remote control. Just like really exciting ways to see these jumper powers in action.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's hilarious in this scene too. He sees like a news story about a flood or something and like these victims, and he just kind of gives it a look like, oh, drag. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's the movie saying, well, he could help them if he was more mature about his powers. But again, there's no moment where he gets more mature about his powers.
Exactly.
And he's rich too. Like, there's just no reason to like this guy. He goes to Big Ben. He just hangs out on Big Ben because that's cool to do, I guess. He's hopping all over the world. I also feel like because he talks about how, in the opening voiceover, he was talking about, I got this girl's number in Rome and blah, blah, blah. I got some digits. I don't think jumper powers helps that. Like, I don't think it makes him more charming.
That was weird. It was a very random flex. It was just like I can go wherever I want. So now I'm sexy. It was just more of like, oh, I went here. It's just showing his itinerary and just like, oh, by the way, yeah, and I got some chick's number while I was jumping.
Like, yeah, and like I don't think just because you travel everywhere it makes you sexy. Because if that's the case, then Richard Branson is a fucking hunk.
Well, he's
Elon Musk looking good.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of any other travelers.
Yeah, I don't know. Bill Bryson, that nature writer.
If we want to hate him even more, he's also apparently a surfer bra. Hayden Christensen is going out on the waves. The funniest shot in this entire movie is right here. We see him sitting on top of the Sphinx, which happens like a million times in this movie. They got that shot of the Sphinx and they fucking used it. But there is a shot.
All
it's like a
the
whip,
time.
It's like a whip around. It's like a pan around shot where he's just eating a burrito. I laughed so hard because it was like, look at this cool ass shot we got, but there's nothing to it. Like, he's literally just eating a burrito
on the Sphinx.
Because that's what you would do if you get on the Sphinx. You just like fucking eat like Taco Bell. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, were they implying like that he had just been to that he had just been to Mexico and was just like eating an authentic like street taco?
That'd be amazing. Or he just turns to the camera and he's like,
I would love if it was just like a big bowl of like chow mein. Like, what else could it be? Like some Ethiopian spongy bread or something. A gyro,
a bucket of authentic New England clam chowder.
Mm-hmm.
So now we get the idea that Sam Jackson is apparently anti-jumper, and because he catches this one jumper in this like electrical cord, like it looks like extension cords.
Yeah.
And just fucking takes out a knife and guts him like a fish.
Yeah, that was extreme. That was extreme.
It was I mean, it was a PG-13 gutting. We didn't see anything, but it was.
Yeah,
it was
didn't
pretty
see insides outside, but yeah.
No, it would have been great if we just spent 5 minutes of Sam Jackson just going through his body, like ripping out his intestines, chewing them in front of him. Yeah,
I would have loved that. That would have been a better movie.
It would have been a much better movie. If this had been rated R, at least it would have been like stupid and gory or something.
Yeah, just random gore effects. Yeah, that would have been great.
But Sam Jackson, yeah, so he's hunting jumpers. He's actually been hunting Hayden Christensen. Like, he doesn't know who he is, but he's been like kind of following his trails, his chemtrails. And he eventually finds his little like hideout, and they have their first confrontation pretty early in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
There was a part that was kind of funny where Hayden Christensen tries to open a door, and Sam Jackson's like, been a while since you've had to use a door, huh?
Womp womp.
But at this point, I gotta say, if they hadn't shown that scene where he gutted that dude, I kind of would be rooting for Sam Jackson. Because I mean, Hayden Christensen's a criminal.
Yeah, and an asshole.
Yeah. But they have a big, cool action scene, right? It's really cool. Lots of amazing CGI. Great stuff. But Hayden does manage to escape. And for some reason, his first idea is like when he jumps at this point, because I gotta assume he's been jumping for a while and he's got the hang of it now. His first idea is, I'll go back to my old man's house.
Right.
That'll be the safest spot for me.
That's his first order of business.
Is it Ann Arbor Public Library and Michael Rooker's house are these only two destinations?
That's gotta see Dad, gotta hit the books.
Yeah, those are his like
that are now destroyed
contact.
due to water damage.
Yeah, and Michael. The saddest thing is that Michael Rooker has clearly kind of gone insane because he's like, my kid was like in the ice and then he just disappeared, and then I think I saw him later. And I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, he's clearly lost his mind over the years.
Right after like seeing his son disappear.
Right, and then he shows back up as an adult, and Michael Rooker is all like, "Are you there? Is that you? Are you alive? Am I crazy?" And he's like, "You're not crazy," and then disappears again. You are gonna fucking kill this guy. Yeah, exactly. He's gonna be in an asylum by the end of this thing.
Yeah. No, he just gets spoiler alert. He just gets a mercy kill from Sam Jackson.
Oh, wow, Galen. What if people got to this point and they were like, you know what? I can't keep going on this episode till I watch Jumper. I really gotta go check this out.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
Sam Jackson's wig also leaks onto it. He does like a Rudy Giuliani type thing.
Yes.
He's got like the white coming down.
Oh boy, yeah.
But like less of a monster, I guess. What I'm saying is the Paladins are better people
than Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah. So Sam Jackson is looking through Hayden Christensen's shit and finds like the most ridiculous possible photo of Millie where she's doing this like really silly pose, and he's like, I think he's gonna look for this girl. Cut away to Hayden going back to his hometown and just Ted Bundying Millie in the bar. Just not killing her, but just staring her down like the creepiest creep that ever creeped.
With that Hayden Christensen stare.
Yeah, that like it's kind of blank, but also like there's
dead
something
behind
brewing.
the eyes. You don't know what's going on. It's just a mixed bag of what could be under there.
You better hide your younglings.
Yeah,
because
Hayden's on the prowl.
Yeah. So he shows up at the bar and he's just like staring at her, and then one of the bullies comes back, now a fully formed adult male, and they start a bar fight. And then he pushes him and jumps with him. Why would you use your? It's why he's so secretive about it. But yet, when he's fighting this bully, he uses his jumper powers and pushes him into a bank vault.
He does. That's one of the things. Constantly, he will use his powers in crowded areas, and usually people are just like, huh, what? And there's no like, oh my god, someone just disappeared or apparated out of nowhere. Vanished into thin air or just suddenly materialized. Oh my god, like there is dark magic among us. It's just like, oh wait, that guy was here, now he's not.
Maybe just like after all the shit Michigan's been through, they're like, yeah, whatever, fucking magic people jumping around. Great. Cool.
Yeah, cool. On board for that too.
Could we get some drinking water in here? Yeah, I don't care about the jumper guy.
Entire towns are dying, Flint, Michigan, RIP. Like, someone appearing out of nowhere. Cool. That's great.
Cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Is
cool.
it possible?
I still have to like skin a rabbit for dinner.
So he throws that dude into a bank vault, and when he throws him in there, Hayden gives him a look like he's just put him in like his sex dungeon or something. Like he looks at him like this is. It looks like when Dexter looks at his victims before he kills them. I thought he was gonna like fucking put the cellophane around him and shit.
Yeah.
It was
payback
weird.
Time. Gonna fuck you up.
My dark passenger is telling me to kill you.
Yeah. Just like that.
Why is he Clint Eastwood?
Man with no name.
Oh man, Clint Eastwood as Jigsaw.
Oh, that would be great.
I want to play a game.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Tell my grandson a story, and you better not be boring.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I would love to see that. And he would also direct it, of course.
Yes, of course.
So Jigsaw would also be really racist, but have a really nice like redemption arc at the end.
Yes.
You understand? I only killed people of color because that's how I was brought up. But you haven't changed your ways at all, Clint. You're 93 years old.
I'm a product of society. Fuck you.
You've had many years to change.
It's not my fault I'm racist. It's you. It's society. Okay. Give me an Oscar before I
die. Now get out of my basement. So anyway, Hayden comes back to the bar and Millie is all, hey, where'd that guy go? He's like, oh, he's not around. She's like, oh, okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, cool. Here's some ice with this communal bar rag, right?
Ew.
Wasn't that what the rag she was just using? It looked like the rag she was just using to wipe down the bar.
That was gross.
And she just put
that
ice
was straight
in
up
it.
Gross.
Yeah. She's like, here, this'll help. You might get 7 diseases, but your head won't hurt. We also now at this point there's a random guy in that's just kind of following. It's just kind of staring at him a bit too much, and of course we know it's Jamie Bell, so we know he's not just gonna be an extra in the movie. So.
Right.
Millie agrees to go to Rome with Hayden Christensen out of the fucking blue. Sure, yeah, let's go. I haven't seen you in 8 years, and I don't know what kind of person you are anymore, but yeah, let's go to Rome.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. So they go to Rome, and apparently when they're hanging up clothes, that makes Millie super hot, and they have sex. So then they're in Rome. They go to the Colosseum. Hayden Christensen is a real jackass with the guard at the front gate because he's like, excuse me, the Colosseum is closed? No. We're here to see the Colosseum. I don't know if you know this, but we traveled a long way to get here. It's like hilarious. It reminds me of every shitty customer I've ever had in any like shitty job.
Mm-hmm. Only they're jumpers.
No, that's exactly what they were. They were all jumpers. I called Sam Jackson immediately and I was like, listen, you want a bloodbath? I got like 6 jumpers here.
Just that guy who was rude to me on the way to the bathroom, rip out his intestines.
Bring your fucking electric eels and take him out. But of course Hayden is a jerk, and even though they won't let him into the Coliseum, he's like, Millie, come on, we're going into the Coliseum. And they go in, and they're walking around. It's very exciting. Nothing's happening. And then all of a sudden, they want to go through the door, and he's like, hold on, I'll go around and get it. Hint, hint, he's going to jump. So he jumps around, and then he runs into, oh, shit, it's Billy Elliot from earlier, a.k.a. Jamie Bell. What's he doing? Right. Oh, no, he's another jumper.
Bum, bum, bum.
Was there ever a doubt that he would just be like a jumper? Like, I think that was the most obvious setup they could have possibly had.
I mean, unless he was some kind of like reverse jumper, I don't know. I mean, maybe, yeah.
Squatter?
I'm just here all the time.
I don't move.
I just follow you wherever you go.
So he's like taunting him. He's like, you gotta be careful with your girl. Be careful, they might take out your girl. And I'm like, who are you? Who is this character? Oh, but we've got no time to think about that because the paladins show up, and what will become a tradition or will become a reoccurring thing in every fight. Hayden Christensen immediately gets zapped and like as does nothing in the fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Like he's so useless in almost every scene.
Well, it makes sense because he's used to jumping away from every conflict his entire life.
Oh, that's pretty deep.
He's running away from he's running away from conflict his entire life. That's and so when he's faced with a real challenger, it's like he doesn't know how to face it. He doesn't know how to make that leap. He doesn't know how to make that leap. See, and there's there's a lot of thematic elements that could have been interesting to explore. Just the idea of trying to escape your problems, trying to run away from your fears, again, obviously this film is a giant turd, and they don't explore any of that.
It is a giant turd. So there's a big fight here again. Great action scene, wonderful, so exciting. Mm-hmm. They take out a bunch of them. Hayden. Everyone they kind of get away. Hayden gets into like where Jamie Bell has his his man cave set up, I guess.
Right.
He's got like a weird man cave and they introduce this thing, by the way, like almost an hour into the movie, where Jamie Bell goes there, and then Hayden Christensen like follows them, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I was able to jump through your jump scar." And I'm like, "What?
What does that even mean?"
What is it? You can't just say, you can't just like suddenly introduce. That's like, that's like midichlorians. It's the same thing. You can't just suddenly introduce something with no fucking explanation whatsoever.
Yeah, no. It's like, here's my jump scar.
And Jamie Bell has a really like, get out of my room energy when he goes there too.
There's all the main characters in this movie are just a bunch of whiners.
Oh yeah,
there's just a lot of whining. That's why I feel like if this film was written by Vince Vaughn's character from Swingers, I think he wrote the outline, and then and then Jon Favreau's character wrote the actual script and just made all the characters big whiners.
The actual dialogue.
This girl broke his heart. And he's sad. Everyone's sad.
But he was such a nice guy.
He's such a nice guy. It's not his fault. It's his dad was mean, and this guy threw a snow globe. Give me
Galen,
money. I'm gonna rob a bank now.
Galen, you don't need to read the actual script right in front of you, okay?
I needed some good reading material before bed. I want to, little David S. Goyer magic before I drift off to dreamland.
I would like to purchase the audiobook version of the script as read by Hayden Christensen.
And then he jumps to another place and he's eating a burrito.
Oh my god!
He's on the Sphinx. I love Egypt.
I love Egypt.
Egypt.
They should have showed him like trying to create peace in the Middle East or something.
Yeah, there's so much possibilities, and also with there's They never get into the implications of this. They never get into why the Paladins want. If you're going to introduce the Paladins, like why are they against the Jumpers? Is there some kind of world order they're trying to enforce? Is there they just all they say is just like, oh, all the Jumpers go bad. But why?
Yeah.
They didn't show us a jumper that went bad. I mean, that would have been if you're going to introduce Jamie Bell's character, like show him as like a jumper who truly went corrupt. But no, they have to. They then have to like redeem him. But like no, like if you're telling us that like jumpers eventually go bad, well, show us a jumper who's gone bad. They just show us like jumpers who are whiny or jumpers who get like stabbed in the stomach.
Yeah, because I mean, like a Jamie Bell's not even like. I mean, he's just kind of another asshole.
Yeah, he's just like the party bro version. He's like the whiny party bro, emo party bro version of Hayden Christensen. And Hayden Christensen is already a whiny emo party bro.
Exactly. Yeah. Now why not have why have one when you can have two?
Yeah, why have a Keenan Ivory Wayans when you can have a Steven Seagal as well?
Oh dear God.
just wisecracking their way through a movie. That's another great movie. We could just switch over and just talk about Glimmerman again. Do you think the audience would mind if we just started talking about Glimmerman for the rest of the podcast?
The audience have been requesting Jumper for at least the last 14 years.
Okay, got it.
But 8 years before we started this podcast.
Before you started the podcast, they were like, Nathan, Brendan, start a podcast. You're like, you're like, it's 2007. What's a podcast?
There's like 3 of them out there. We don't know what they are yet.
Yes. Anyway.
So Hayden is arrested by what looked like the French Foreign Legion in Italy. And he's interrogated for a while, and then Diane Lane just shows up and like helps him escape, and I'm like, oh shit, Diane Lane's back. And she's just like, ditch the girl or she's gonna end up dead, and then she disappears again for most of the movie, and I'm like, don't tease me with Diane Lane and then take her away from me.
Never tease me with Diane Lane.
Never do it.
If you're gonna give me Diane Lane, give me some full on Diane Lane.
I will turn this car around and watch Unfaithful. I will do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will.
I'd even watch Streets of Fire.
I will. Yeah. I will spend some time under the Tuscan sun. Don't make me do it. But he gets out, and he gets out of the police station, and he very unconvincingly is like, Millie, we gotta go. And she's like, oh, they let you go? Yeah, sure. Come on, let's go. She's like, well, why are you running? No, it's fine. Let's just go. This is how you walk out of a police station. So,
yeah. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't question it.
And this is where, as you mentioned, Sam Jackson goes to see Michael Rooker, and he says he's an IRS agent, which is like, okay, that's the worst lie I've ever heard.
That's terrible. He does not look like an IRS agent. Yeah,
he doesn't, and he also asks like, he says like, that's a picture of my wife, and he's like, that's your wife? Where is she? When did you last see her? I don't think that's a question.
You're an IRS agent. Why are you asking me this? Like, what's going on?
You're not a detective, like.
Yeah, I guess he just assumed like I know that his dad's like really drunk and crazy and will probably not question me. I think if anything he would be super paranoid and be like, "Oh my God, they're after me."
Exactly.
Yeah, but instead he's just like, "Sure, Sam Jackson, you and that giant cotton ball in your head can come right into my apartment."
And he also says like, yeah, I'll totes tell you when I see my son again. And he's like, no, you won't. And then he says, no, I won't. And then we cut away. And then when we cut back, obviously Sam Jackson has killed him. Yep. Hayden Christensen finds him. He jumps to the hospital. Again, another scene where there's clearly he has like jumped through the roof. There is destruction everywhere. And most of the people in the hospital are just like, oh my God, is this man okay?
Yeah.
Look around the room.
So often, yeah. Again, no one questions anything. It's just like, yeah, it's Michigan.
It's crazy to me. Like, I don't understand how that made it past like the script phase.
I mean, I don't know how I don't know how this entire script made it past script phase.
That's fair. But these are some really base level things that you work out early, I would think. Like, whoa, well, hold on a second. He's going to do a jump, and they're going to see all this destruction, and then how do they react? Oh, they don't react at all. They just help the man that's dying.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this movie's stupid. So, he takes him to the hospital, but it's too late. Michael Rooker is dead ski. First time he's ever died in a movie. Doesn't happen very often, right?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't like everything. Except for Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Spoiler alert.
For that movie.
Yeah. So what's going on here? Yeah, so he dies, and then Hayden confronts that bully guy again because, we didn't mention it, but that bully got, like, interrogated by Sam Jackson, too, the one he put in the bank vault, and he kind of revealed everything. He's like, yeah, this is him, this is Millie, they're together, and blah, blah, blah. So he goes over to the bully guy, and he's like, getting angry at him for revealing everything, which of course led to his Michael Rooker getting attacked and killed. And again, he does things to him that I feel like he could do without jumping. Like, he just like throws him around the room and then like jumps and catches him and jumps and throws him up. And it's like, just beat him up. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
anyway.
There's a lot of times where it's just like, oh, this would be visually cool. And, and it's just like, we haven't referenced the jumping powers. Let's just have him just bounce around the room.
Exactly. Just for no reason. Again, it's like any scene we can't see him jumping between locations. Let's just have him jump within the location, even though it's unnecessary.
Yeah, and also, aren't there other scenes where not just in the not just in the library, but there are other scenes where he apparates out of nowhere, and like the force of him appearing like shatters windows and things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then but then like there are other times where he'll just like jump into Jamie Bell's car, and like nothing happens. You would expect like the windows to crack or something. It's like, no, it's fine.
No, yeah, exactly. There's no internal logic to any of this. Like, nobody set out, because usually a good movie like this, you set out some kind of internal logic, and you're like, okay, this does this, this does
These
that.
These are the rules.
Yeah.
This is more like, whatever.
Exactly.
He can jump from here, he can jump to there. We're good.
Exactly. Like we mentioned Star Wars earlier. I know what a fucking lightsaber does. There's rule. It's essentially like a sword. It's like a laser sword. Like that's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we need. Like the Force. Even the Force. Like we know what the Force does. It's a concept that's introduced in Star Wars. Like Star Wars, it wasn't a thing in any other movie. But like we know the rules.
You establish the rules and you stick to it. And this one, it's like he can jump. Great. And sometimes shit happens. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes. Sometimes there's an entire energy force that carries into the room. Other times it's he'll just bounce around the room and nothing happens.
Paid to jump, Scar.
Paid to jump fart.
Oh, please make that movie. So Hayden goes up to Jamie Bell and he's like, "Hey, do you like Marvel? So we should be a Marvel team up." And I wrote down, so it's basically Anakin Skywalker and The Thing, because he was in that. And most people are like, The Thing, what? Yeah, remember that shitty Fantastic Four movie that no one watched?
Yep.
But Jamie Bell is like, well, no, I'm like I don't play well with others. Like, I'm my own man. I'm a rebel. And it takes so long for him to convince him to work together. Because he's... Okay, here's another thing, too. There was a moment that I clocked as, like, either racist or ignorant, because Jamie Bell says, "I'm going to China." The next scene, they're in Tokyo. And he even loudly announces that they are currently in Tokyo. So, like, did they forget where Tokyo was?
Yeah, I think. I think the writers have no sense of geography. I think. Yeah.
Like Tokyo. Like if they had said Hong Kong, I'd have been like, oh, okay. But they specifically had Hayden Christensen say, "Oh, we're palling around Tokyo," and I'm like, wait a second,
What's going on?
they must have cut the scene where they changed their plans at the last second.
You know what? Yeah. Change of plans.
You know what? I'm thinking Japan.
Why not? You know, it's somewhere in the Orient. Works for me.
Pay to fart. It's at this point we learn that they can also. This part drove me nuts. They're in the car.
Yes.
And we learned that they can make the car jump. That again, that's we learned that an hour and 15 minutes into this movie.
Yeah, I mean again, it's just whatever it's whatever's convenient. Yeah, so then it just the car just apparates from one side of the plate glass to the other.
But I mean, they make up for it because they have that some badass. There's a badass soundtrack in this movie, Galen. That song that's like, oh, do you want it? Oh, do you need it? Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
That was one of the songs?
That was one of the songs. Oh, you weren't listening to the soundtrack.
I was listening to there's that one main theme, that sounds like it's like taken from like The Firm or something, where it's like boom 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 boom.
Yeah.
That I was digging that one, that theme.
All of the suspects are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. I will say there was a Tragically Hip song, so I was down with that.
Oh, okay, on board.
Yeah. So what do we got here? Yeah, so we find out that cars can jump. Yeah, okay, cool, whatever. Fuck you.
Great.
They finally decide to team up. He finally has to reveal to Millie who he is. He does it in a very disconcerting way by just jumping around the room and freaking her the hell out. Sam Jackson shows up.
Yeah, not a good move, man. I mean, try to like brace her for it. Like, hey, this is do not have a freaking heart attack. Like, I can do something otherworldly that is absolutely unprecedented by humankind. It just just fair warning, heads up.
Instead, he just goes, pew, 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 pew. What do you mean? Why are you freaking out? It's totally normal. I'm just jumping around the room. Come on.
Yeah, and then the moment when he jumps with her, all he says is, this might hurt a little.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow, this is a warning sign. This is not someone you want to this is not someone you would trust in a committed romantic relationship. Like, this is someone who is not really concerned for your well-being in the long term. He
is emotionally abusive.
He's emotionally abusive. He's emotionally distant and abusive. It's just like, hey, I just, like, what? Fuck you. I bought 10 jet skis today. You have a problem with that?
Got her digits. Yeah. So they do manage to escape, though, because like you said, she jumps with them. They end up jumping to where Jamie Bell is, I believe. And Sam Jackson, though, shows up in the room where they were and uses this like spray paint jump trap finder thing, and sets up like
no intro to that. Where did
not
that
at all.
come from? No, nothing.
And he has like a it looks like the trap from the Ghostbusters, but just like pimped out for 2008, and
exactly.
It's supposed to, I guess, pull them in. This was so stupid. Through like the jump. It's supposed to get Sam Jackson through the jump scare, I think, is what he's doing. But by the time he gets through there, obviously they've already jumped somewhere else, and they go to Tokyo, I believe. We go back to Tokyo, China, and there's actually one thing here that I thought was kind of cool is when they're in Tokyo and they go back to, like, I think they're on like a beach or something, or they're back in Egypt or something, and Jamie Bell suddenly comes back with the bus from Tokyo and like hits Sam Jackson with a bus, and I was like, okay, that was kind of cool. Anytime you can hit someone with a bus, like a person with a bus, I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Sam Jackson's perfectly fine.
He's perfectly fine. Well, I mean, he's a man. That's just a bus.
Yes, he is Sam Jackson, and that is a mere mortal bus.
Exactly. It's just a regular old 20-pound double-decker bus, right?
20 pound? Did you say?
Yeah. 20 pounds.
20-pound bus. Not. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like 20 pounds. They're pretty lightweight.
20 pound. 20
No.
pound
Like
bus.
20 pound. Like
bus.
big as like a big toddler.
Got it. Wah! I'm a bus. I'm a Hayden Christensen. Wah!
Oh my God! Now we need an animated movie where Hayden Christensen does the voice of a bus. Hurry up! I gotta get you to school on time.
Oh, get in already! No fighting in the back. Wah!
That hurts my butt because I'm a bus. And if I was like a human, the back would be like my butt, right?
Keep it down one at a time. Wah!
So yeah, he doesn't get killed, but he gets hit by a bus. But Millie gets electric corded and kidnapped, and then now we get more infighting between Hayden and Jamie Bell, and because he's like, oh, I've got this trap and I can set it right now and it will blow up all the paladins, and he's like, dude, my girlfriend's in there. He's like, dude, I don't give a fuck, I'm an asshole. So they fight each other over the detonator. At one point, Hayden Christensen takes the detonator and throws it over his shoulder, and I'm like, what if that landed on the button?
Even if it did, it would just be like, don't worry about it. That's just a button. It's just a normal button.
Oh no, is he doing the voice? Wah, I'm just a button. Wah.
I'm just a button. Don't touch me. Wah.
Don't press my button.
Don't press my button. I'm a button. Meh. I might make something explode.
The second best line of the movie is when Jamie Bell goes off to like a war-torn country to escape, and he just goes, "Man, I hate Chechnya."
Wow.
It's like,
oh boy,
really
that
really gave that some weight.
Yeah, that sums up the global conflict right there.
It's like, I'm sorry, stupid jumper movie. You don't get to have a scene referencing the conflict in Chechnya.
Global conflict. Wah.
Oh no, Hayden Christensen is global war. I'm destructive.
Stop fighting. Wah.
Wait, if you stop fighting, I cease to exist. I don't care. I'm tired. It could be made like Food Fight style animation.
Oh, I think that's the only way to make it. Yeah, and I feel like at this point, if that animator approached Hayden Christensen with a job, he would take it.
Well, I don't know. He was in that movie with Emma Roberts. What was that
Little
called?
Italy. Set in your hometown of Little Italy, Canada.
Yeah, my hometown.
You grew up in Little Italy, Canada, didn't you, Brendan?
Yes, the entire country of Canada is my hometown.
Yeah,
it's specifically
Little Italy, Canada.
Little Italy, Canada,
because that's a place, right? Little Italy, Canada.
You know what? Sure.
Yeah.
And Andrea Martin also lives there.
Yeah.
So again, they're fighting over the detonator. Billy at one point says, "You're a jumper. You don't get to save the girl." Okay.
Why? Okay, that's
who
random.
knows?
Yeah.
He catches Jamie Bell up in this like what is it, like an electrical tower or something?
I guess.
Like he traps him in like the electrical cords basically, so he can't move, because that's the jumper's weakness. Obviously, we've learned at this point is electricity, which is again really stupid, I think. But anyway,
very stupid. Yeah.
He traps Jamie Bell in it, and then because he doesn't want him to blow up his girlfriend, so he goes to fight Sam Jackson. Sam Jackson's ready though. He fucking flails him with the cords, and Hayden flailing around while he's got the cords on him is hilarious. There's like the CGI thing, and he's making like the dumbest faces, and it's just like chef's kiss.
He makes a lot of faces in this film where it does look like he's holding in a fart.
Well, that's because they weren't going to pay him. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's like, "Am I paid to fart on this film?" They're like,
"Am
no."
I paid to hold in a fart?" Yeah, no, it's paid to. You got to hold it in. You got to hold in that fart. Yeah. It just looks like he's Like he just has he's just fighting very bad gas.
He's like, don't escape, I'm being paid.
Yeah. What if a jumper's farts could jump too?
Oh shit!
Like, your fart could then jump to another asshole.
Dude, Donald Trump would have so many farts in his asshole.
Oh my god. Yes, yeah. His lower intestine would explode.
Well, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
You just send farts to his asshole.
Just jump all of your farts to Donald Trump. For those listening, if there are any jumpers listening, just right now jump all of your farts to Donald Trump right now. Could you just take care of that, please?
It's the perfect crime.
Yeah, you're the majority of your listeners are jumpers, right? Right, Brendan?
Well, I think the last time we did a survey, when we do our yearly surveys, it was 78% jumpers, 22% paladins.
And for the paladins, please don't go after our jumpers. They do make up 78% of the audience. So leave the jumpers alone.
Leave the jumpers alone, or if you're gonna mess with the jumpers, get some more paladins to listen, because I gotta maintain these numbers. Okay,
exactly.
I got mouths to feed, namely mine.
Yeah, exactly.
So. And Galen, weirdly enough. Don't ask. It's a situation we're not going public
Brendan
with.
feeds me sometimes, I don't even ask. He just shows up all the way from Canada, and, it's just like, it's like, you're going to eat this McDonald's.
And it's just like when a mother bird feeds her baby.
That's how you do it. It's absolutely how you do it. It's just like, just baby birding that shamrock shake. Happy St. Patty's Day.
God. So we're almost done, Jumper. So Hayden's flailing around with the electric eels on him, and somehow he jumps at the same time, and he takes down the building that he's in. And he fights Sam Jackson and leaves him at, like, I think the Grand Canyon. I think that's where he brings him. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming. I don't know. Yeah. And Sam Jackson gives the camera a very like, oh, that jumper look.
Oh, yes. Yeah. When he said, like, oh, I could have dropped you with the sharks, but instead I put you in the mouth of the Grand Canyon. Womp womp.
Yeah, I could have given you a quick, almost painless death, but instead I've left you in the Grand Canyon where surely no one will find you. You have no way of communicating with the outside world, and you will die over the course of the next month. You're welcome.
To which Sam Jackson responds, like that. Yeah, that little shake of the head, like, you got me. Oh,
it's like
wait till the other paladins hear about this.
It's like when you see
they're never gonna let me live it down. I got jumped to the canyon, and that's not a euphemism.
Yeah, so the ending after he gives that dumb, like, oh, jumper look, it reminds me of, like, the end of one of the Bourne movies when, like, Matt Damon makes, like, one final play, and it's, like, Chris Cooper or Joan Allen or whatever that's just like, damn, he got away again. But it should be on a grander scale in this movie.
Grander than the Grand Canyon?
Oh! Yeah, baby.
Ooh.
But yeah, he's gonna die. He's gonna rot over the course of a month and die.
Yeah, except he won't, because he's Sam Jackson, and who is also immune to buses, the impact of buses.
I was just gonna say that I thought this if they had made the sequel, it would have opened with just his rotting corpse. And then, by the way, the second time Hayden Christensen has essentially sentenced him to death in a movie.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. Yeah.
But the movie's not over, because I don't know why, but it isn't. We got to hit that 84-minute mark. Hayden Christensen goes to see Diane Lane, his mom, and finds out she's a paladin. Well, this is a good reveal 82 minutes into the movie.
And what? No impact. Nothing. And how is that even revealed?
I think he just says, oh, you're a paladin. I think that was it. Because
but was that referenced before? Was it like, well, your mom?
I don't recall. I think the only
did
kind
Sam
of reference...
Jackson say like, your mom hates you because she's a paladin and you're a jumper? Ha ha ha.
I thought the only reveal was when Sam Jackson looked at that picture of her a couple times.
Yeah. Very obvious what's going on there.
So she's for a movie that over-explains everything. It really doesn't explain anything with this whole thing. But basically, she was a paladin, and she was supposed to kill him when he was 5 because he showcased that he had jumper abilities, and she didn't. So she quit the paladin.
She loved him, so she let him go, and then she says, "And because I love you, I'm going to give you a head start."
That was weird too. I thought she wasn't a paladin anymore.
Or what does that mean? Like, now that you found me, I by my paladin duties, I need to kill you. But I'm going.
Crazy.
So the sequel is going to be Diane Lane trying to kill Hayden Christensen for 84 minutes.
Well, who the. Wait, I love your theory that the sequel has to be exactly as long as this one.
I think they have to have some kind of consistency. Yeah.
So the movie ends with, like you said, he's getting a head start. He leaves. Oh, by the way, Kristen Stewart is her daughter and also his half sister. But
yeah,
he
and she's
just
like, "Hey, what's up?" Yeah.
Yeah, hey, what's up? And then she's out of the movie. But I guess this came out the same year as the first Twilight, so it probably wasn't
same year or the year before. This was 2008.
Yeah, I think it was the same year.
Yeah, so it's like, do you want to be a Diane Lane's daughter for one scene and give have more affect than you do in the entire Twilight franchise?
But then later turned out to be a great actor.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I sat next to her once in a movie theater, and I didn't realize it was her until the end because we all wore masks, and she was very nice.
There you go.
Yeah, and lovely, brilliant. And Spencer, the Twilight movies, didn't necessarily wasn't the best showcase of her talent.
Yeah, no, her or Robert, because they both turned out a lot better after that movie.
Oh,
after those movies,
great careers. Yeah. But that franchise not so much.
So that's pretty much the ending. Millie says, "Let's go someplace warm." They jump, and then a real cool song. The end.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh well, let's So and no mention of by the way, my mom is trying to kill me, so don't you might want to be aware of that. We might be in imminent danger. On this little joyride of ours, on our little jump ride." Yeah.
Might want to disguise our jump scars that we leave behind.
Exactly. Yeah. You are. Let's go for a vacation. By the way, you are in danger. I am endangering you by being. If I am not a sociopath, which I obviously am, I would say do not be near me. There is someone who is trying to kill me. You are in danger by being in my presence. But no, he's like, hey, let's go somewhere warm.
It should have ended with "Might as well jump."
Oh,
would have been so good.
Yeah,
bumped up a whole star at least. But yeah, so and just briefly too, this movie cost $85 million. This was the budget. Do you know how much it made?
It was what like 38 million.
I'm gonna shock you. This movie made $225 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, worldwide, right?
Worldwide, but in the U.S., it still made over the budget.
That's insane. That's insane to me.
That it says to me not solely a money thing, but also probably people hated this and they will hate any sequels thing. So yeah, this movie, so Jumper. So Galen, let me know. Tell me, I want to know, is this movie worth a watch, a drunk watch with friends? Would you attempt head trauma to forget it or avoid like the plague?
I mean, I wouldn't say like Alzheimer's inducing head trauma, but if I could do like a mind wipe, so this so this absolute turd isn't like just clattering around in my brain, taking up space. Yeah, absolutely, I would. If I could do like an Eternal Sunshine on this movie, absolutely.
So you're saying you wouldn't want to do like a Anthony Hopkins in The Father kind of thing?
No, nothing like that. No, nothing.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
no, nothing that bad. But I would say if there is like a strain of dementia that only causes you to forget about this movie, I'd sign me up.
Yeah, because then you could watch it again for the first time.
Oh, and enjoy enjoy it just as much,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. I wouldn't go full avoid like The Plague because it's not like the worst movie ever made, but it's certainly not good.
Oh no, it's not fun bad.
No.
There's really nothing redeeming. The characters are annoying. There's a lot of missed opportunities. It's just annoying. It's just like it's just like someone like shit in the room and didn't clean it up.
I know that only too well.
All too well. You do live with animals. Yeah.
So we will both hit our heads off the side of the desk. So ladies and gentlemen, on that note, we are going to take a brief break and we will be right back.
What were they thinking?
This episode is brought to you by Questrade, the new way to invest where you always come first. With their free built-in tools that help you spot trading opportunities and keep tabs on the stocks you're interested in, you can confidently take control of your investments. They have watch lists, alerts, research, everything you need to make the right calls. Plus, their all-new learning mode helps you navigate the mobile app, learn new trading terminologies, and grow your investing skills so you can become a better investor. Want to keep more of your money? Well, you can buy any North American ETF commission-free, including crypto ETFs. And you can avoid currency conversion fees when you buy or sell U.S. stocks because they let you hold U.S. dollars in your trading account. Download the Quest mobile app and start investing today with up to $50 worth of free trades when you use the promo code QUEST. Conditions apply.
I started a Google Career Certificate for a better life for me and my family. In just a few months, I learned the tools I needed to start my new career.
Find out what a Google Career Certificate can do for you. Visit grow.google/certificates.
Hey, tech lovers. If you're looking for hot, newly launched devices, top trending tech that's getting everyone excited, and products you can't get anywhere else, come to Best Buy. Shop our huge selection of the latest and greatest tech, including Bluetooth audio sunglasses, smart barbecues, and wireless VR headsets, so you can be the first to bring home tomorrow's tech today. Check out bestbuy.ca or visit us in-store for the hottest tech everyone is talking about.
And we're back.
Yes, we're back. We're back.
Back in black.
Back. Guess who's
and
back?
to the left.
Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend.
I'm back. I'm Slim Shady.
Wah.
Guys, it is now time on the show when we get poetical. And it's time for the low haiku. Galen, I know you're filling in for Nathan, but I think maybe you want to explain to the people what the low haiku is all about.
Well, from what I recall about the low haiku is that it's 5 syllables, followed by 7 syllables, followed by another 10, making for 17 perfect syllables, describing the film that we just witnessed.
That's right. That's correct. So, Galen, I was going to say as our guest, but you are guest co-host today. So,
indeed.
I will give you the floor, though. Would you like to read your low haiku?
I would be proud to, as always.
Okay.
Jumper hates his dad. Paladin hates the jumper. And I hate this movie.
Very good. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, read my little haiku.
Excellent.
What? No Van Halen? Just Anakin robbing banks? Jackson wearing rice? Cute.
Quite the cliffhanger.
It's a time show you cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Stallone. He made an appearance.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Stallone.
Hey, Sarge, do we get to have fun this time? Okay, amazing. So we just did the haiku, and now we go.
Whoa! Oh, that was great.
Oh, I think it sounded like we jumped. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we did. Might as well jump.
Might as well jump.
Might as well jump. Yeah.
Galen, you've been on this show before. You know what happens here. We talked about this movie, but what do we always say?
Well, as the co-host, I have witnessed that you always say, "Don't take a word for us."
That's right, folks. That's what we say. Don't take our word for it. Galen, kindly tell the folks. I'm sure the critics were not terribly fond of this movie.
Doesn't appear so. Yeah, it has a whopping 15% on the tomato meter.
Oh, wow. But I'm assuming it had lots of fans that were excited for this franchise.
Significantly more. It brings it up to a whopping 44% from the audience.
That's insane.
Yeah, I know.
I will tell you though, Galen, that if you like this movie, and I know you told us you loved it, you might also like The Day the Earth Stood Still, the remake.
Yes.
The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, which we have done on this show already. Transporter 3. Push, not the one based on the novel by Sapphire.
But that kids with superpowers movie that nobody saw.
And genuine enemy of the show, Uwe Boll's In the Name of the King, a Dungeon Siege Tale. If you like In the Name of the King, a Dungeon Siege Tale, I don't think we can speak to each other.
Right. So, yeah.
You're on another wavelength.
If you're among the 23% of the audience who like that movie.
Oh, that's so high.
I know, it really is. Yeah.
Oh, but let's get into it, Galen. Let's get into some of these critics' reviews. I'll start with Richard Roper.
Yes, yeah. Friend of the podcast, Richard Roper.
Friend of the podcast. He's always listening. He says, the disappointments and the inexplicable plot turns kept mounting until I finally surrendered and just admitted it. This was just a good-looking clunker.
He's not wrong. I mean, it's not that good looking though.
No, it's not. The CGI is pretty bad.
It is pretty bad. So yeah, another trusted critic, Anthony Lane from the New Yorker, says, "One day I feel sure the rich mantle of charisma will descend upon Hayden Christensen, but Jumper is not that occasion."
Isn't he pretty good in like Shattered Glass? That's what I always hear.
He's very good. He is very good in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a genuinely good movie. Because he is. He's very good at playing just kind of empty shells of human beings.
And Attack of the Clones, he's really good in that too, I heard.
You heard through the grapevine?
Yeah. Through the grapevine. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna give you a positive review here from Kevin A. Ransom of moviecrypt.com.
Yeah. It says a lot when that's the one positive review that you can find is it's someone from Movie Crypt.
Yeah, Kevin A. Ransom.
Yeah. I mean, that's top of the barrel right there. Just cream of the crop rising to it. It's like you can really trust the opinion there.
Kevin A. Ransom, trusted colleague of Roger Ebert, says, ignore the previews. Unless there was a drastic change of storyline in the editing room at the last minute, the final cut is a lot more interesting than originally advertised.
Yeah, so he's basically saying, I know this film looks like it sucks, but it doesn't completely suck.
Yeah, he gave it a 3 out of 4, so.
Yeah.
Also using Roger Ebert's rating system. Come on, dude.
Yeah. And then Brandon McDonald from the Oklahoman says, Jumper can't make the leap from cool concept to good movie. Well played, Brandy.
I also just realized the movie, were they attacking them with jumper cables?
Oh. I don't think that movie is that smart.
I wish.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeffrey Lyles of Lyles Movie Files. This is my last critics review.
Lyles Movie Files.
Lyles Movie Files. A movie
course.
that has a tremendous premise and awesome special effects that are ultimately hindered by a script that prevents its characters from ever fully taking off. Well, the last thing was right.
Yeah.
One more esteemed critic, Galen. Who do we got?
Steven Silver from The Trend says, Jumper is a plotting, actionless mess in which we'd only be interested if we could comprehend what the heck was going on.
Yeah,
about right.
Exactly.
It's about right.
Well, that's enough of the critics, the esteemed movie watchers of our world. We're gonna move on to the audience, the snake pit. Let's take a look at these audience reviews. Galen, I got a doozy to start us off here. This person did not leave a name. They are anonymous, and they just put the review simply reads, "I watched this movie and I can sleep." Half a star.
Yeah, great. Well, another 5-star review. 5 out of stars from Juan P. He says, "I'm probably biased by my childhood, but I love this movie."
Childhood? How old is this guy?
I don't know.
Jesus. I'm 12. I guess.
I love this movie. Wah! I'm a baby.
No.
Wah!
Yeah, this review comes from Hayden C. Gives it 12 stars.
Yeah. Wah! What? Stop being mean to my movie. Wah!
Okay. Jeremy W. gives it half a star.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, a total disaster movie. A movie that has no lesson at all. A story of senseless rebellion of a kid, tolerates robbery, selfishness, crappy script, wasted 1.28 hours of BS. I'm giving 0.5 rating because Samuel Jackson did a lot of weight on the movie. He did not deserve that ending. By the way, 1.28 is not 1.5 hours.
Yeah, no.
Maybe 1.5 hours. Come on, Jeremy.
1.28. Yeah, no. I think he got a little confused there. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be like an hour and 20 minutes or something.
Nicholas B. Says, do you know how action movies sometimes have very loose plots that may seem fairly stupid? Well, this is like 10,000 times worse. Like, I don't understand how you could enjoy this if you don't have pudding instead of a brain. Nice to see Kristen Stewart, though. Hello there, Kristen. Your career will eventually get better. Don't worry. I like the little flirt. I like the little. Yeah. He ends it with a little flirt at the end.
Well, maybe she's listening.
Yeah. He's just like, oh, if she reads Rotten Tomatoes, she'll look me up and be like, Nicholas B. Despite your half a star, that turd movie I did. Let's get coffee. And
I mean,
so
listen.
You obviously like pudding, so maybe some Jello pudding.
I mean, she's now your movie theater friend, so she's technically a friend of the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. She just got married though, so so tough luck, Nicholas B.
What up, Kristen?
Yeah. And hello there, Kristen. Yeah.
I mean, married to a lady, so even more tough luck, Nicholas B.
Yeah, you know.
Okay, so this one is from Jeff B. I can only assume it's Jeff Beck.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, all I can say is that there are some really dumb people reviewing this movie, talking about issues that don't exist or matter. Great action-packed movie with a great premise. You've got your jumpers and jumper police who can thwart the jumpers' abilities with technology. You'd think with the ability to jump that no one can catch them and just do whatever they want, including robbing banks. Where couldn't these guys do? And where couldn't these guys go? And what couldn't they do? But their plans are thwarted time and time again. Great action, solid plot, and just a heck of a lot of fun. 4 out of stars.
Okay, well, he's easily entertained.
Very low bar for this.
Very low bar for this guy. Speaking of low bars, here's another anonymous reviewer who gives it 4 out of stars and says, "I've never understood why this film has generated so much hate. I love it because he does what anyone else would do if you had those powers."
No.
Like rob banks.
And eat a burrito on the Sphinx.
And eat a burrito on the Sphinx. Yep.
That's what
I would do if I had those powers. Yeah.
It's such a common, relatable thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, Galen, I've got one more here for you. This is
please.
also an anonymous reviewer
right.
who also gives it 4 out of stars. And here we go. This is a game changer right here.
Okay.
Terrific movie. Save all the talking the Lord's name in vain and all the profanity. Remove it in Jesus Christ's mighty, mighty name. Amen. Amen. By the way, should have made a part 2.
Yeah. Also from Anonymous. Wait, do you think it's anonymous because that was Jesus Christ who wrote that review?
Oh, 100%. Or St. Peter. Also, I love how that's like such an intense review, and at the end he just tags it with like should have been.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is like the very evangelical thing of like, repent. Oh, by the way, nice shoes.
Exactly. All right, send us home, Galen.
All right. Julia B says it was fun, but some of the storylines are unfinished. 3 stars.
Where are the sequels at?
Yeah, you think? Brendan, do you think like maybe some of the storyline could have been maybe fleshed out a little bit?
I don't know. I think it was pretty perfect.
Yeah, works for me.
I mean, no dangling threads to speak of.
No, nothing. Yeah.
And if I don't get a Diane Lane assassin movie before she passes away, I'm going to be so mad.
Yeah. Okay,
But that's it.
I have to read one more that I just saw that's amazing. Another half-star review from Colin M, who says, "This movie is so bad in everything that I regret watching it for the second time."
I had that one written down too. Oh, Colin M.
It's like
Colin Mockery.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, then why? He's like, this movie was terrible. I have to watch it again to make sure it was bad as I thought it was.
Man, 120 Days of Sodom is really hard to watch the 4th time.
God, oh boy. Yikes.
How come when I watch a Serbian film all day, I feel crappy?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Well, there we go.
That should be another ranking of, would watch 120 Days of Sodom instead of this movie.
Is that lower than Avoid Like the Plague?
Yeah.
Well, see, I've seen 120 Days of Sodom.
Yeah. That's like where my threshold is. Like, I won't watch Serbian film. I won't watch Salo. I won't even do like the Human Centipede movies. It's just like I don't need that in my brain.
We've done 2 of them. 1 more to go.
Oh boy. You are doing the Lord's work.
Well, there we go. We have reached the end of the reviews. We're done with all that. We can brush it all off. But now.
Hey,
it's time to talk about better things. Nathan is going to be a little disappointed. This is his favorite segment, but Nathan, this goes out to you, baby. It's the dance sensation that's sweeping the nation. We're all hunkering down. We're wearing our masks, even though people are telling us you don't need to wear them. I'm still wearing my mask.
Oh, yeah.
Or staying inside. And we're all watching consuming media. So that leads me to a question here, Galen. What you watching, bud?
Well, bud, I've been I've watched a few things, here and there. One comes to mind. There's a really interesting Apple TV series, mini-series called The Shrink Next Door from Michael Showalter, and it's actually based on a podcast of the same name starring Will Ferrell and Paul Rudd, based on a true story about a New York therapist who kind of created this sort of cult of personality around certain clients of his, and Will Ferrell plays the primary patient, that they explore that relationship. And he basically, over a course of like 30 years, takes over his client's life, which is, crosses, the doctor-patient privilege, in just grotesque ways, to the point of becoming like a co-partner in his garment business and making, living in his house, with his family, opening up charity foundations, and basically just completely bewitches this patient, and it's this bizarre sort of codependent relationship that explores, and it's really fascinating. And the performances are fantastic. It's great to see both Paul Rudd and Will Ferrell in these sort of dramatic comedic, with comedic touches, of course, but primarily dramatic roles, and to see Paul Rudd kind of use his natural charm in a kind of incendiary way it's really cool.
All right, The Shrink Next Door. I've heard
Shrink
of that.
Next Door.
I've been curious to check that out.
Yeah. No, definitely worth a watch.
So my recommendation will be really, really simple here. Guys, I don't need to recommend it. I'm sure everyone's heard of this movie. The Batman. It's in theaters. Absolutely watch it. I know this is like the 1200th Batman movie, but trust me, Pattinson kills, everyone kills. It's like a detective thriller film noir Batman. It's awesome. It's got superhero stuff too, but it's very much like it very much harkens back to it's like a detective thriller is what I would say for the most part. And it's amazing. So The Batman, please watch it.
The gritty noir aspects are just on point. Yeah, really, really solid.
But other than that, that's pretty much it. So, Galen, do you have anything you would like to plug, good sir?
Well, I'm still in the Book of Boba Fett. To my knowledge, my character has not been cut out.
They did not remove it from Disney Plus yet.
Yeah, no, they did not replace me with Tig Notaro. So, thankfully.
Well, you haven't done anything nearly as bad as the person that got replaced by Tig Notaro, so I think you're safe.
To my knowledge, yeah. I stay off my DMs, I keep it clean. Recently shot an episode of the Apple TV show Physical, which will be coming out later this year, so watch for that.
And I will recommend, I'm sure everyone's seen it by now, but you can also check Galen out in a very funny part in one of the episodes in the last season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, and the film Moon Manor is now available on VOD. It's all streaming platforms. I think as of the 15th, it's available in Canada too. So don't worry. And and it's a very very funny, heartwarming film about facing mortality, and it's got some cool people in it, and I'm in it too.
I mean, come on, you're one of the cool people, and you got to meet with another cool person, Richard Riel, which is awesome.
Richard Reilly.
Really, sorry, I've been pronouncing it wrong my whole life.
Yes.
I really jumped to conclusions on that one.
You really did jump to conclusions on that, Matt.
Galen, is your old pal Montrose Monkington there to say a few words?
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah. Let me see if Montrose Monkington is here. Okay. Montrose, are you here? All right. Hello, I'm Montrose Monkington III here to talk about wrestling and monkey-related things. You can check out my YouTube. I think it's called Montrose Monkington TV 3RD. More later.
Wow, perfect. You sound like you have a bit of a cold there.
Oh no! Don't worry. It's me, Montrose Monkington. Kneel before me, Montrose Monkington!
Yeah, that's our Montrose, all right.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he just had a little cold medication there. He just got a little loopy from the NyQuil. Don't mind him. He's asleep now.
Thanks, Galen, for bringing in Montrose. I'm glad he was able to make it this week.
Yeah, absolutely. Nathan is a mere human, but but Montrose is a mighty monkey, who loves wrestling.
You can find this podcast on all the apps. You might be listening to this on a certain app right now, but you can listen to it on a lot of different ones, so check that out. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search for What Were They Thinking? You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at WWTT Podcast. We are also on the TikToks, and we are on TeePublic, Redbubble. You can go to patreon.com/WWTT Podcast if you want to support the show. Sign up for some tiers. So donation tiers, you get to pick a movie, fun stuff like that. Early access, all that good shit. But other than that, I think that is pretty much it. So I guess, Galen, you have any questions about this movie?
Okay, well, I do. I mean,
Okay.
in a movie where Hayden Christensen is just moping the entire time, and then has telekinetic powers that aren't really explained ever, and in a movie where if you have an abusive dad, he's obviously played by Michael Rooker, and in a movie where Sam Jackson and Morgan Freeman just got spliced together, one wearing the other's hair, and I have to ask, from one friend of the podcast to the host of the podcast, what were they thinking?